What's going on, YouTube? This your boy Humble Way checking in. Um, kind of, kind of disturbed by this whole Tua bashing situation. But I mean, to me, I think he's gonna be a great pro. I think that whatever system he goes into, he's going to master it. As long as he's able to stay healthy and get people around him who's going to help and bring out the best leader he could possibly be, I think that he will succeed. I also think that um, he's gonna show it when the lights are the brightest. He's proven in Tuscaloosa. He has a 22-2 record, regardless of what anyone may say. Oh well, he came up short in the Clemson game, or he came up short in the Georgia game. If you look at the Georgia game itself, they were down 28-21, and they were actually driving the ball down the field when he got injured. No fault of his own. The Clemson game, they actually had a well-packaged defense that the first interception he threw, the defense disguised his coverage really well from pre-snap to the actual snapping of the ball. And they knew the route that he would throw, and they anticipated and jumped it. Happens. It's football. But he immediately came back the following play to a touchdown to Jerry Judy as he basically crushed the safety with his eyes, literally. Had him thinking the play was designed to go one way, came back the other way, and before you knew it, Jerry Judy was on top of him and caught it untouched in the end zone. Yet people say that, he underplayed in that game. He actually almost outperformed Trevor Lawrence, who, by the way, only targeted one side of our defense the entire game. Savion Smith was his, butt buddy, I guess, that game, because he literally got torched by Justin Ross the entire game. I seen it. So it's like, I don't understand how you can downplay Tua's game by saying he has flaws, he has, this and that. I mean, no player is perfect. He has his moments where he makes mistakes, but he's been the best collegiate player for the last 3 years. So where is it that he's all of a sudden this, terrible commodity? People irritate me with this. Oh, he's injury prone. Okay, the man broke his index finger on his throwing hand because he hit it against somebody else's helmet in practice. Happens. But then he turned around and, messed up his knee a little bit. Played through that. Nobody mentions that injury. It's not important. Tennessee game, the lineman himself rolled on the back of his leg. Making a tackle, he rolled on the back of his leg. It happens. It's football. He got hurt from that. But he had a tightrope procedure done to prevent any further injuries to that ankle. Same season, same year, playing against Georgia in the SEC championship game. He goes down with a right ankle injury because his own player decided to step on his ankle. At that time, he literally rehabbed for 21 straight days, made it back in time for the Oklahoma game, blasted Kyler Murray, blasted him. Now, Skip may say, oh, well, he put up 417 total yards. Yes, in the second half, he did. But by then, our defense had already basically taken a nap on them. We put in our second unit and third unit just to, have some reps or whatever. And by then, we was moving on to Clemson. Now, Tua was not 100%, but he still showed why he was better than most quarterbacks in college football. People just look at, oh, well, he was, 21 of 38 or whatever, and he only threw for 200 some yards or 300 some yards or whatever with 2 interceptions. The man's his sophomore year, he threw like 36 touchdowns and only 4 picks. So where is it that he's not being productive? I'm confused. Then he threw for over 3,500 yards. This season alone, he got injured against Mississippi State. He still had close to 3,000 yards with 33 touchdowns and just 2 picks. So I really get confused when people sit here and say, Well, he's injury prone, he's not going to make it. I mean, you write him off because he had one major injury, which had he just thrown the ball away, probably wouldn't happen. But, things happen. He made a full recovery. He's back on his feet. He looked really, really well in the workout he did that, thanks to the quarantine virus, people can't really see him except on video. But he looked back to his normal self at 100%. And yet people still writing him off. So I'm like, I really, really want him to shut a lot of naysayers up. I really do. Because it irritates me that people can't see greatness. Like, the last time Alabama had a legitimate quarterback was A.J. McCarron. That was back in 2012. So it's like, from there on, we haven't had any household names to speak of at quarterback. Now, running back and receiver, we got that on lock. So do we on defense. Now, the last 2 years, defense hasn't been that great, but saying about defense about Tua. Again, he's going to be a star in the NFL. And I pray he goes to Miami. That way he can start with nothing and resurrect that franchise. Because I guarantee if they get him at the 4th or 5th overall pick, they're going to do what they can to put a line around him to support him. And they're going to rally around him to make an incredible season worthwhile. Because he's a can't-miss talent. Joe Burrow's not better than him. I'm not disrespecting Joe Burrow. But he's not. The man's not better than Tua. He's not more accurate. He doesn't have more power than Tua. He can't anticipate. He can't read defenses that well. It's been proven. The only season they're talking about that he made a splash was this past season. That's it. The man played Texas. Then he barely showed any signs of progression against Auburn. He made a few throws here and there. Against us, he basically put it all on the line. The first half, then the fourth quarter, he showed up on the very last drive to make what they considered a Heisman moment. He ran like 20 yards, all the way down to like the 5. But outside of that, the throws he threw in the game against us, I watched him throws. He underthrew receivers. He threw behind receivers. But yet you guys say he's better than Tua. But I saw Tua throw dimes to Devontae Smith and Henry Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy and Jayden Waddle and Irv Smith. Well, not Irv Smith, but Gail Hendricks and people like that, as tight ends. And even to Najee Harris in the backfield. That game, he was distributing the ball everywhere. But Skip would say, he was 21 of 40 for 418. Skip, regardless, that's pretty productive to me. The throws he missed, receivers dropped the ball, Some of them, I think 1 or 2 he threw behind the guy. But for the most part, he's deadly accurate. He doesn't miss. And if he does miss, it's because you dropped the ball. It has nothing to do with him not being able to deliver it to you. Nothing to do with that. And even when his offensive line around him is sometimes crumbling, he still finds ways and revenues to get around the lineman, get around the rush, still keep his eyes on the field and hit his target. And he doesn't do a one-read run. He doesn't do that. He literally progresses through every single route for the receivers out on their field. They're not running around for nothing. You don't see them throwing their hands up at him. I will say this. Every blue moon, he may miss 1 or 2 players. But for the most part, if he knows where the player's designed to go and it's not open, he's going to find the next person. Because you're going to be streaking, and he's going to hit you. You're going to have to slow down and catch the ball and listen. He's going to hit you right between your numbers. That's just the way he is. So for people to keep writing this man off to muscle, he's not going to make it, not going to do this. You know what you guys can do. It's not that hard to figure it out. He's literally the best draft prospect to come out in the last 2 years. Maybe even the last 3 years. Because I would say he's even as impactful as Deshaun Watson was from Clemson. He's just as impactful as that kid. Not taking nothing away from Deshaun. Deshaun was great. But I feel like had we had Tua versus Jalen in that game, we would have smoked Clemson. Smoked them. They wouldn't even been on the same field with us. It literally shows, like this past season, how much we missed Tua. When Mac Jones got in the game against Mississippi State, we scored 3 points in the second half. That's it. We was up 38-3 on them. So I mean, then against Auburn, he threw 2 pick sixes, but he redeemed himself with 4 touchdowns, all to Jaden Waddle. But the 2 picks he threw, he didn't have to throw them. They were forced throws. They were behind the receiver, and Auburn capitalized by returning for touchdowns. And that was a game we should have never ever been a dogfight in. It should have been a blowout. But of course, Tua was hurt for the season. We played against Michigan where we struggled up until the second half. We clamped down on them and put them out their misery. So for me, like I said, I don't get the bashing. I don't get it. It's like you guys don't want to see nobody rise, especially when it comes to Alabama. You're just used to the defense and the running backs, and every now and then the receivers that we managed to put into the draft the last few years. But mark my words, Tua's gonna be a star. I didn't say he's gonna have a breakout season his rookie year, but he's gonna show you why he's that man, why he's regarded as the best collegiate player to come out in a long time. And whoever drafts Tua will reap the benefits. Because he's 100% healthy, so as long as they give him something to work with, even if it's just one receiver, he's going to make the other ones around him better. That's what he does. You guys can say, oh, well, they got talent around him. Okay, well, the talent they had around him was the same talent Jalen had. Jalen Hurts had the same weapons. But he didn't even put up the numbers that Tua did. As a matter of fact, when he left Oklahoma, he still didn't have a more productive season than Tua. He still didn't. Only thing he did was pad his stats to certain games. That's all he did. Outside of that, he wasn't that productive. So, for me, like I said, I'm one of the biggest Tua fans walking. I know what he can do. And he don't have to say much, but he's going to show you guys out. He's going to take the lead by storm because a lot of people have already written him off. They think that Joe Burrow is going to be this great rookie coming out of LSU. Now remember now, this is the same Joe Burrow that had an offensive coordinator in Joe Brady that came from New Orleans Saints, who revolutionized their offense to make him better. Because the season before that, he got his ass whooped. He got embarrassed by Tua in Alabama. So it's like, okay, well, the following year he came with an offensive coordinator, had an actual plan. They put that plan into place, and because we had a bad defense, they jumped on us early. And it didn't help that Tua fumbled the ball and he threw a pick before the half was over with. Two turnovers gave them 14 points. So technically, about the 14 points, it would have been 19-13 instead of 33-13. I'm just saying. So before people go flipping numbers and doing all this and doing that, actually know what you're talking about. Don't just keep talking outside of your neck because of the final score or what you see on the stat sheet. Yeah, watch the games. And I never mind going back watching games to see what I didn't see the first time. But on that note, you guys have a wonderful night. I have to spend time with my boys, and I just thought I'd, get that off my mind. Be blessed.